Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. That Sunday morning when we have the opportunity to get up and watch the propaganda shows, call them somewhat like a news program, but they're basically sharing propaganda. Listen to a few religious broadcasts, music, and go to church. So I'm getting up this morning wondering what message can I say to the American people today, or at least that portion of them that clicks in, that would have some significance. And the thing that I come up with pop right up on that social media strut. You know, the various campaigns and news agencies are following the campaigns, and they are doing surveys trying to see what is important to the American people. And on one of the Trump stations, they had a couple of black guys, in fact, that were Trump supporters. And the question that was asked was, what did they think about Trump's law and order proposal? And they were, even though they were interviewed at different times, they were also for it. One guy's statement was, what are you supposed to do? You got your home, you got your house, you got your businesses built up, and you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that, and all of a sudden somebody comes up and try to destroy it and burn it down. I'm for the person that will send in some law and order. We got to maintain some law and order. Made his point right clear. And I'm sure everybody that fell in that category, people who got businesses, people who got their homes and stuff, people who got their property and stuff, they're kind of comfortable. Maybe not really pleased like they want to be, but they're somewhat comfortable. And here comes somebody out here talking about protesting, want to start some stuff. Send the police in, the National Guard in, send everything that you got to protect my stuff. Now, you know somebody like that. I know that's not you, but you know somebody like that now, don't you? You see, on the other hand, you got some protesters out there. And what the protesters are saying, they don't have any problem with you having your stuff, your property. They don't have any problem with you having your stuff that give you satisfaction and make your life worthwhile. Their protest is not about what you got. Their protest is about what they don't have. You see, those things that you got to bring some comfort to your life are the same kinds of things that would bring comfort to their lives. But the absence thereof and the ignorance of it gives them cause to protest. Now, you say peaceful protest is all right. Yeah, and I can agree with you. And they would agree with you if it worked. You see, when it doesn't work, then you have to move out of the peaceful lane and you start doing other things. And if they happen to do something to your property that you now getting upset about, what they're trying to say to you is that they are upset, that they are going through the pains and suffering that they have to go through, and you're sitting over here in your comfort zone as if it doesn't matter to you. And they are trying to say, why doesn't it matter to you? Because as long as you sit over here in your comfort zone and ignore the situation, these peaceful protests are just going to be photo op. But they can't get that. Why? Because they say they had to fight for theirs. Maybe you should do something else. Go to school. Get a better job. Do all kinds of things. Nothing that would involve them. And then you have to ask them, do you know where your nation started? It wasn't a peaceful protest. It was chaos. It was war. It was killing. It was dying. Do you know the balance of you even being able to have a house? Especially those of you who are black who are supporting Trump. Do you realize how many black people had to suffer, had to give up their lives, died, and many fought so that you can sit over there with those who got some now and act just like those who got something, who didn't give a darn about you until those other people who looked like you died and gave up their lives for you. Now you can sit over there with them and condemn those who standing over there saying, I'm hurting, I got pain, and I need some help. And you build up a wall and say, bring in the National Guard, or threaten to bring in the military to do things you don't even have authority to do if you are the commander-in-chief. But all of this is satisfactory to dealing with the problem, to making sure that if anybody got a home in America, then everybody in America that wants a home got one. If everybody needs food and clothing to live and anyone in America got it, then everybody in America got it. If education helps you to be better at whatever it is that you have been given to do or you want to do, and anybody in America can do it, can get it, got access to it, then everybody in America got access to it. If health care from the womb to the tomb protects a person from the dangers and the sicknesses and the diseases that they be threatened by, and the better the physicians and the physicians and the medical profession is, the better they can deal with it. And you want that, you deserve the best. And if any American can get it, then every American can get it. You see, that's the philosophy of the power that you can't see. That's the power that comes from there to your mind, to your heart, that gives you a direction that other people can't see. But since the people can't see that, which sounds so wonderful, they rather look at some other head, be it black, white, Chinese, Russian, doesn't matter, sitting up there screwing over somebody, messing over somebody, so you can sit back over there with them and support sending in a force, a military force, a police, something to beat people, to protect yours. Well, see, those are the kind of people who are in your churches today, ladies and gentlemen. They are the same people that the preachers are preaching to today. They are the ones who are sitting back, allowing all of this pain and suffering to go along. And whatever they're getting from God is not giving them any direction to do something about it, except take the easiest route. And what is that? To blame and point the finger at those that are hurting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've gotten anything from this message that I've given to you today. In fact, it was just on my mind after I heard this guy make that statement about, I got some property, in other words, and I want to protect it, so if somebody's upset and want to come in and mess with my property, then give me all the help I can get. That's what the white man says. He's done everything he possibly can to abuse people. Keep black people down 400 years. Use them as second-class citizens, just messing over them. Got their stuff. And when the black people or people of color decide that they want to do something, they're tired of talking, they're tired of listening to promises that the lies that Donald Trump is making. They're tired of listening to the promises that Joe Biden is making. They say they got to demand change, and what? What does everybody say? Send in the force. Send in the force. And what does that say about America? It says America is an ungodly nation. An ungodly nation. And you know who made up an ungodly nation? The people of that nation. And what it's saying about America, it is also saying about the world. An ungodly world. What is required to make this America or this world better? It begins with one. Is there one person in America that has a love of God that could be exuded between himself and all the people on earth. Excuse that word, I wasn't sure it was to just start coming out of my mouth, but what I meant can go and flow out to everybody on earth, come out of my being, come out of your being. And that means you will have the attitude that if you can eat, everybody in the world should be able to eat. And no doubt about it. If you can sleep at night, everybody in the world should be able to sleep at night. If you can laugh and run and play with a joyous life, then everybody in the world should be able to do it. That's your attitude. That kind of person's attitude. A person that's filled with the love of God. That's your attitude. And nothing else is acceptable. Now, recognizing that you can't jump and do this overnight unless you have something special. And growing is a process. You know, you didn't grow up, become what you call an adult overnight. It took a few years. But you know how it is. Calves and horses, they get up in a day or two, or an hour, or a few minutes. And so it takes us a long time. But in the meantime, everybody that's real is going to be real. And those that are real, if they are more than one, it moves real fast. And those who are growing up now can move like the animals. They grow up fast. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen.